Hi, and welcome to this episode of the Issues in Our Tissues. And today I want to discuss a topic that is related to the boy child, and this is the topic of rape and sodomy on boys, the boy child. And usually, you know me for discussing the sensitive topics and things that are happening in our society, but things that we sweep under the carpet, and we want to assume that they are not happening, but in the actual fact, they are happening. And the percentage of men that commit suicide is said to be higher than the percentage of the women who commit suicide. And the reason for this is because the boy child has been raised to believe that he is not supposed to speak up, when things are happening to them. The girl child, for the most part, is able to speak up, but the boy child, for the most part, is not able to speak up, when they are growing up or things that have happened to them. And there's a lot of things that happen to the boy child that manifest later in life, and they manifest when they get into relationships, when they get into marriages. And the boy child ends up being this man who is an abuser, or this man who is an alcoholic, or this man who ends up committing suicide, or this man who is depressed. And it's because when the young children, they go through stuff that they may not be able to discuss with anybody, and because they are afraid. And what happens when the boy child goes through rape or sodomy, and this could happen with a house help. It could happen with a member of the family, maybe a dad or an uncle or even a bigger brother. All the kids, when they are growing up, especially now with the technology that we are having right now, you may protect your children, in the internet from, accessing some websites that are not right for their age, but you may not be able to really control what they are doing with the peers out there. And there could be families that really don't have any boundaries when it comes to their teenagers or their younger children, and they're able to access some websites that expose them to some things that you really really don't want your children to be seeing. And with this and the influence that that comes along with the peers, they may be exposed to those things that happen to boys. Now, when you have your child, you have your boy child, and there's evidently things that you know about your child, but it may get to some point that you may realize that your child has changed. Your son could be this happy boy, and this happy child, but all of a sudden you may realize that they start withdrawing, they start keeping to themselves, they start talking less, they start doing not performing well in class. They stop wanting to play with other kids out there. There is a reason for a parent to get concerned, because if you observe something that is not normal, then it's a clear indication that there could be something that is going on that you're not aware of. And sometimes we tend to push this aside and assume, but I have evidence of parents who have ended up finding their child hanging on a rope because they were not able to open up, and you pushed them away, and you overlooked the change of behavior. And in that sense, that child ends up being so lonely, not being able to talk, and the rope seems like the only solution that they have. So this discussion that I'm having right now, or this what I'm talking about right now, is to bring awareness to the parents who are raising boy child, and to make them realize that when you notice a change of behavior, an evident change of behavior on your child, it is so important that you get to have an intimate talk with the boy and be clear, because sometimes we beat around the bush, but and then we don't address exactly what is going on, and then we don't actually create a safe environment for the young child or the young boy to be able to open up. We don't want to come in harsh. We don't want to come in judgmental. We don't want to come in unloving, in an unloving way, because that will push them away. But if we approach our children, even if it's our own students, if we are teachers, and when we have seen some change of behavior, then we'll be able to get information. And when we get information, we are going to be able to help this boy child. And in helping them, we are going to be changing a generation of young men who are resorting to alcohol, young men who are resorting to suicide, and young men, who are resorting to being abusers, when they grow up, because their sense of self-control, self-image, their manhood was destroyed by somebody who decided to violate them in just the worst way possible, which is sodomy. And I have seen cases of, people who have been able to overcome things that they went through with their relatives, or with, other boys or other men out there, and they've been able to come out. And so if we set a stage in the society that we are living in the times that we are living in right now, if we set a stage where the boy child is able to open up and talk about what may be going on, if we set that stage where there is awareness, and where there is when there is no judgment or blame on the boy child, then we are going to heal a society that could be suffering, and a society that the boy child could be suffering because they really do not know where to turn to or who to turn to. And so I hope this video helps you understand that your boy child could be going through something, and it is very important that you get to be personal with them, intimate with them, in such a way that they're going to be able to open up to you. And in that way, they will be healed from whatever it is that they could be going through. I hope this helps, and I hope to see you next time. Remember to subscribe, and God bless you. Bye.